Good color right there. Yeah. Lateral and central. Let me see it. Our teeth won't show that well, will they? There you go.
Would you help me?
Here, let me help you. I hope you don't have bleeding gums on camera. Gingivitis. Hello, I'm Dr. Nestor.
And I'm Dr. Diego.
And today we will be talking about prostheses and how they relate to the All-on-4. A prosthesis is basically a denture. It's a more scientific term, but it means the denture. So today we will be looking at the different types of materials and going over the pros and cons of each one of them.
There are many types of prostheses on the market, and today we're going to talk about 4 of them. We have acrylic, PMMA, zirconia, and nanoceramic. So an acrylic is basically a plastic made for the mouth. And one of the advantages of the acrylic is that it's easily repairable. It is economic, it has very good properties in the mouth. Commonly used since years ago, it's not a new material.
Also, when crafted by an artist, it can be highly aesthetic. Some of the disadvantages of acrylic are, if not well maintained, it can pick up stains and odors. It is also more fragile when compared to other materials in the market. In comparison to other ceramics, it is not as aesthetic, because it can be aesthetic, but when you compare it in the realm of ceramics, it might not be the most aesthetic. The timeline for an acrylic All-on-X procedure usually requires 3 visits. The first visit requires about 4 days in the office and about 7 days total in the area, just to be safe. The second visit also requires 4 days in the office, but we don't really need you to stay for any other extra days. On the third and final visit, we really only require you in the office for 2 days, but a good full week in the area is good for you to test them out.
PMMA is similar to the acrylic, but different in a lot of ways because it is milled by a robot. The fabrication behind the PMMA is much more precise than the acrylic.
One of the benefits of PMMA over acrylic is that PMMA is milled from a one-piece block, while acrylic is a mixture of materials. Therefore, the resistance of PMMA is higher than the resistance of just acrylic. The timeline for a PMMA All-on-X is the same as the acrylic. First visit, 4 days in the clinic and 7 days in the location. Second visit, 4 days in the clinic and you get to go home. Third and final visit, 2 days in our clinic, 7 days in the area. The next material we're going to talk about is zirconia, one of the strongest, hardest, and heaviest materials that we have in dental.
Zirconia, as compared to PMMA, is also milled from a block made out of zirconium oxide. This material is one of the hardest, is one of the heaviest, but also highly aesthetic.
Patients who are looking for the strongest and most durable material in the market usually go with zirconia. But zirconia does have some disadvantages. For example, it's pretty heavy, and patients have mentioned a clicking sound when they bite. One of the disadvantages of zirconia is that it is pretty heavy and very hard. Therefore, if your opposing teeth are not made out of zirconia, you're more than likely going to get some wear on them. The timeline for a zirconia All-on-X procedure is the same as the other ones. First visit, 4 days in the clinic, 7 days in the area. Second visit, 4 days in the clinic and you can go home. Third visit and final one, 2 days in the clinic, and why not stick around for 7 days?
The final material that we're going to talk about is nanoceramics.
Oh, I'm excited about this one. It's one of the most highly aesthetic materials on the market today. Well, to begin with, nanoceramics are 60% lighter than zirconia. One of the advantages of nanoceramics being so much lighter is that they're actually more similar to natural teeth. Therefore, it makes it more comfortable in your mouth. There's not so many clicking sounds. It's better for your implants as well.
I feel that NanoCeramics has brought two things to the table: functionality and aesthetics. One of the disadvantages of NanoCeramics is the cost of the material. It is a new material, it requires a lot of technology applied to it, so price is a little bit high.
Although it's expensive, I think it's worth it. We have patients with it already. They love it, their smiles look natural. At the end of the day, that's what matters.
One of my teachers used to say that every patient is a book, and no book is the same. There is a long list of things to analyze to direct the patient to choosing the right material for their case. So in order to determine what material is best for you, we have to know your story.
For instance, if you're a patient that bites really hard, clenches or grinds at night, I would probably not recommend to go with zirconia.
Another example would be PMMA. There is cases where we have to go back to the surgical every 6 months, maybe treat the gums, treat the bone, and we use PMMA because we can easily manage that material.
And for instance, if you're on a budget and want to stick to something more economical, you can always go with acrylic or PMMA, which will probably wear out sooner, but you can always upgrade it in the future to a NanoCeramic or a zirconia.
And actually, upgrading wouldn't be that hard because you just take the acrylic, scan it, and mill the NanoCeramic out of that.
Simple. Does it matter where it's made? Yes, it does matter. That's why we as dentists take pride in seeking the best labs in the US and Mexico to create and deliver the best prostheses.
One of the benefits of using a US lab is the US warranty, which offers a little extra peace of mind to our American patients. We hope this gives you a better understanding of the different materials that can be used for your prosthesis.
But remember, every patient is different. Just like Dr. Diego said, every patient is a different book. It's ultimately up to you and your dentist to decide what material is the best one for you.